Ohr Pharmaceutical is an ophthalmology company with compelling early and late-stage assets, utilizing an innovative design in order to look at means to address unmet needs in ocular disease. Our lead asset, Squalamine Lactate Ophthalmic Solution, is a topically delivered multi-target anti-angiogenic agent, which is actively recruiting in a phase 3 clinical program based on the strong phase 2 data that we generated. It also has application in other retinal vascular diseases. Beyond squalamine, we have a sustained delivery platform with 4 active programs in development. We've heard a lot about AMD, and if we look at it, we recognize that in spite of the advances we've had with anti-VEGF therapy over the past decade, there's an unquestioned need for additional therapy. A non-invasive topical product that has the potential to improve visual acuity, but beyond that, maintain those visual gains over the long term would be critical in our space. Currently, the way we manage exudative AMD is with the intravitreal injection of anti-VEGF drugs that bind the VEGF molecule in the extracellular space. There are additional investigational products we've heard about it and we know about that are targeting other factors, such as PDGF, that are also delivered by intravitreal injection and similarly act in the extracellular space. Squalamine is different. It's taken up inside the cell with an intracellular site of action, and its mechanism of action results in the prevention of downstream signaling of multiple angiogenic factors, including VEGF, PDGF, and basic FGF. Looking at macular degeneration, we all recognize that it is a multifactorial disease with a complex vascular biology. When the disease occurs, abnormal vessels develop, which vary in their location, pattern of growth, degree of exudation, and their response to treatment. We typically classify these angiographically by the type of lesion, that is classic, mixed, or occult only. And we've come to recognize in recent publications that this last group, the occult-only CNV, represents nearly half of the patients that we see in clinical practice today. In the last decade of anti-VEGF therapy, we've kind of ignored these categories as basically the goal was to reduce leakage. With combination therapy, it becomes critical to understand the vascular biology when you're selecting patients to enroll in clinical studies. Classic neovascularization, as an example, are small, immature, rapidly growing vessels that are highly responsive to anti-VEGF therapy with reduction in leakage and, in some cases, involution of the vasculature. These vessels may indeed benefit additionally from combination treatment. However, it is occult neovascularization that's the primary target for combination therapy. These occult vessels are more resistant to anti-VEGF treatment, which can result in a reduction in leakage, but has little or no effect on the vasculature itself. In fact, these slow-growing vessels may be present for months or years before they present for clinical treatment, and anti-VEGF therapy alone is not sufficient to maximize vision benefit. Recognizing this complexity, we did a phase 2 clinical trial where we enrolled treatment-naive patients with all lesion characteristics and a wide range of sizes and visual acuity. These patients all received squalamine or placebo drops twice a day for the full 9 months of the trial. They got a single loading dose of Lucentis and monthly PRN Lucentis as needed. The results of the phase 2 trial showed that with squalamine combination therapy, visual acuity benefits were improved over Lucentis monotherapy, and critically, this data was driven by the size of the occult CNV at baseline, irrespective of whether there was a classic CNV present in the lesion. This relationship was not seen with the Lucentis-treated patients. Furthermore, we found that when the occult CNV was less than 10 square millimeters, which is a population of 75% of the patients in our phase 2 trial and about 75 to 80% of the patients seen in clinical practice today, these patients had consistent positive visual effects from combination therapy. Looking more closely at the data, we saw that in these occult less than 10 square millimeter patients, we saw mean gains in visual acuity in the combination group with a 5.3-letter difference between combination therapy and Lucentis monotherapy at month 9. As you know, a gain of 3 letters in visual acuity represents the ability to see an object 1/2 the size of what you could see at baseline. With squalane combination therapy, there was an increase of 54% in the number of patients reaching this clinically significant endpoint. One of the key findings we had in our phase 2 trial was that combination therapy with squalane had the potential to drive patients to better visual function. If you look at the final mean acuity in the combination-treated patients, you see that that number reaches nearly 72 letters, which is a Snellen equivalent of 20/40. This suggests that squalane used in combination with anti-VEGF therapy has the potential to improve the quality of life for patients with exudative AMD. In April of this year, under an SPA agreement with the FDA, we began enrolling patients in our phase 3 clinical trial. This clinical trial involves treatment-naive patients with AMD, and we allow all lesion types, provided that the occult CNV component, if present, is less than 10 square millimeters. Our primary endpoint is visual gain at month 9. Squalamine Lactate Ophthalmic Solution has the potential to be a convenient and cost-effective therapy in retinal disease, improving and maintaining visual function in wet AMD and other vascular indications. Importantly, as a topical non-invasive therapy, it has the potential to be combined with any current or future longer-acting anti-VEGF therapy, and for the clinicians, it can be used conveniently with any treatment regimen, PRN, treat and extend, or any approach they so choose to use. And as mentioned, it has the potential in other back-of-the-eye retinal vascular diseases, such as diabetic retinopathy or retinal vascular occlusive disease. To conclude, Ohr Pharmaceutical is an innovative company. Our lead asset, Squalamine Lactate Ophthalmic Solution, could be a transformational product in the AMD space and for other retinal indications. We are in active partnering discussions now on this product. In the long term, we are utilizing our sustained delivery technology to explore small molecules and biologics to target unmet needs in the ocular space for both front and back-of-the-eye diseases. I look forward to the opportunity to give you more information in the future. Thank you very much.